Alright guys, I want to talk about money and investing and knowledge, because a common question I get asked day in, day out is, what should I do with my money? You know, what should I invest in? And I get asked this probably around 20 times a week, what a good investment is. And I'm talking about newer traders or people who are looking to get into some kind of investment. You know, they might have a couple of £1,000 or $1,000 or a couple of $1,000 or even $5,000–$10,000. And they'll ask me where they should invest it. And if anyone's been watching my videos or following me on YouTube for any sort of length of time, you'll know that my answer is always education. It's knowledge. If you have to ask the question on what investment you should look at and you have no idea what you're doing, and if you're going onto Instagram and asking for currency picks or stock picks, you know, picks of the day, and you have no idea why you're investing your money in those markets, then you can't possibly expect to generate sustainable income. You definitely don't want to go and invest your money in some particular stock or currency or cryptocurrency because it's all hyped up all over social media at the moment. Or you've been in a forum and Pip Daddy says Bitcoin is the new black. I literally get hundreds of questions about Bitcoin every single month. And because I've been trading and investing for quite a while now, and I understand the reality of trading and investing, and I have to try and make them understand and give them the awareness that they need to have on the markets. And I'll explain what I mean. So even if you had put $1,000 into Bitcoin or a stock or a currency, and then sometime in the future your investment's worth $100,000, have you actually stopped to think about how that would play out in reality? Because if you invest $1,000 and you go into a coma and you wake up in the future and it's $100,000, you can go and sell it and get a $99,000 profit. That's great. But in the real world, when you're trading a quoted market that's fluctuating, you're seeing the price fluctuate every day. You know, you're seeing the price of Bitcoin or that currency every day. It doesn't go from 1,000 to 100,000 overnight. You sit at 2,000, 3,000, and 5,000 and 10,000. So tell me you wouldn't sell. Remember, anyone going into investing that only has $1,000 to their name probably hasn't yet developed their financial awareness and the emotions required to make money, and that's fine. But I'm telling you, if you 10 times your money, which is more money than you've ever had in your life, it's very rare that you'll have the willpower and foresight to hold on to it. So even if a particular stock or currency goes up 100 times, the chances of you making 100 times on your investment is extremely low. What's more likely is your investment goes from 1,000 to 5,000, then you sell out because it did really well, and then it keeps going up to 10,000, and then you fear of missing out on more, so you're buying, and then you're beating yourself up and you say, why did I sell at 5,000? I could have held on now and be worth 10,000. You know, so you get in at 10,000 again, and then the market retraces back to 5,000, you lose all the profit that you initially made. And then you get fearful and anxious, and you're thinking, not only did I not make money, I've now lost money as well. And then you sell out at the bottom, and then market keeps going up, and it goes on and on and on. Bitcoin can go from 1 to 100 and you could still lose money. Most people do. Most people underperform their funds. If you've got free reign to pull out money or deposit more money, statistically you will underperform your own fund. Even if you had the best fund manager on the planet returning you 20% per annum, you will underperform that, statistically speaking, because when your fund manager is doing really well, you feel greedy and you deposit more money at the top. And this is what happened to Akil. When he was managing money for a client, the client got greedy and ended up jeopardizing the system. And when they're not performing well, you get fearful and you pull your money out at the bottom. If you're emotional, you will do exactly the opposite of what you should do to make money. It doesn't matter what strategy you have, what investment you're in, or whatever the next big thing is. If you don't know how to control your emotions, you will lose money. I guarantee it. Also, if you did by some chance have the mental ability to stick with it, and you did turn $1,000 into $100,000, then what? Like, what do you do then? You made $100,000, which is pretty good. You might have to pay a bit of tax, but then what? Is that the end of the game? You think you can just go and sit on a beach now and drink cocktails? It won't take long to get rid of 100 grand. You could spend 100 grand in a couple of weeks, believe me. It won't make a bigger difference on your life as you might think. Unless you can mobilise it and turn it into an income. It won't make a sustainable change to your life unless you mobilise your equity and turn it into income. And if you don't know how to do that, it comes back down to knowledge. And why would you spend your whole life chasing luck and maybe getting lucky and earning a little bit of money when at the end of the day it comes back down to education? You have to educate yourself. Someone with $1,000 to their name can be closer to achieving financial independence than someone with $100,000 to their name, who've committed to just chasing that lucky win all of their life. You need to think long term. Think about the big picture. Don't plan on not seeing next year and just trying to get lucky this year. Educate yourself and plan your way into the future and into your financial independence. Make a plan for it. Set a goal for it. Don't think you can just luck your way into wealth, because that's just not going to happen. Anyway, so the next thing I want to explain is annual returns. Most people don't have a grasp on what an actual annual return looks like and the probability of achieving it. So let's take a look at this chart.
So return on investment, I've bracketed it into 4 columns, and they are 7 to 10% per year, 10 to 40% per annum, 40 to 100% per annum, and 100 to 1,000% plus per annum. And this row here is the difficulty. Okay, so this is what percentage of the global population we'd reasonably expect to be able to make 7 to 10% return on investment if they got taught. And that is 99%. Most people can do this. Okay, so most people, the stock market's been going up 7 to 10% for the last 100 years. Most people could do this with basic education. But as your annual return on investment expands beyond the level of the market, the difficulty level is exponentially higher. Nearly everyone can get 7 to 10% per year on investment. You just buy the market. But to get to these kind of returns that outperform the market, it's only a small percentage that can do it. And that's what we teach every day. Around 5% can successfully generate 10 to 40% per year. Now, 40 to 100% return on investment, that's less than 1%. Less than 1% of the global population would even come close to managing something like that on a sustainable basis. And it should also be mentioned that once you get to these kind of returns, you've got a liquidity issue. You know, when you compound your account 100% on 100% on 100% year after year after year, and you play that forward for 10 to 15 years, the figure is astronomical. And as your account grows larger and larger, it becomes harder to move around, and it's harder to get in and out and buy and sell. You need to start looking at scaling in and out of positions gradually. So liquidity becomes an issue. And the window which you created your edge in the first place becomes smaller. And that's why the biggest fund managers on earth, who are managing billions of dollars, are not doing 40 to 100% per year. They've got too much capital to make that much return. So even if you are in the top 0 to 1% and you can do 40 to 100% on your money, eventually you'll grow enough wealth where liquidity becomes an issue and your returns are forced down. So finally, 100 to 1,000% per year plus. You know, 1,000%, 100 to 1,000% plus per annum is lottery winners. That's it. It's completely unrealistic. These aren't investors, these aren't traders, this is just called getting lucky. This doesn't happen sustainably, so we can forget that one. And the 40 to 100% has a time and money limit on it. So these two is really where you're playing. 7 to 40% per annum, that's it. So if you've got $1,000 and you're asking someone for sound advice, someone who's a trader or experienced investor, or someone's a millionaire and they know what they're talking about and not relying on Instagram or trading forums, they'll tell you that your $1,000 is good for $100 profit per year over a 10% return. And if you do 20%, well, that's $200.
Now, if you get the same $1,000 and you put it into education, in growing yourself and expanding your awareness on the markets and increasing knowledge, once you learn the skill of trading and investing, believe me, you'll have investors throwing their money at you. And then you can use their money to then grow your account rapidly. And of course, that would expand your income as well. So can you see how you get a better return on investment this way? By investing in your knowledge. I literally get people asking me every day if I will manage their money for them. I've had tons and tons of investors approach me in the past. The most likely reason you've only got $1,000 to invest is because you haven't educated yourself on money. You haven't learned how to use your money or learned how to save money. So the best thing you can do is find a mentor or a coach who can show you how you can increase your income by identifying the opportunities for yourself, or showing you how you can generate more income through understanding the markets properly. If you get around people who have achieved what it is that you're looking to achieve and they're clearly successful, if you spend time around those people, it won't take long before it rubs off on you. It could take 6 to 12 months to go and implement the plans into your own life and make a difference on your own return on investment, but you can get that result, and you can get it from spending money on your education initially. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money either. If you can't afford a professional program like the transformation course, for instance, then at least start by looking at the Syndicate program or the live trading rooms. Syndicate program's $1 for an entire month, and you get free training course with that, and what's more is you get access to 24-hour access to the live trade floor. And you get to join in on the war room meeting every day, where we take you through the hottest trade picks of the day, so you get an understanding of what real trading is about. And the live room's a place that you can invest $1,000 into, and that investment you can spend half a year in the trading room, sitting next to myself and many other professional traders, 2 to 3 hours a day every morning as I trade my own live account. Now, if you go from 0% return on investment or hoping to get lucky, to then learning for yourself how to generate 30% return on your investment per annum, can you see how that would be a much more beneficial long-term goal? That's why I always say knowledge, then income. That's the order it must be. The reason I live the life that I live is because I've spent literally tens and tens and tens of thousands of pounds on education, and I'll never stop. But some of the small little webinars or books that have been very, very cheap have resulted in me acting on an idea that I've got from that book or that webinar and generating hundreds of thousands of pounds from implementation. The more you learn, the more you earn. It's as simple as that, and it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You just have to start building your knowledge. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to open your eyes a bit and let you know that you really can earn unbelievable returns in the Forex market or investing, but if you have to ask the question on what to invest in or what to trade, the first thing you need to spend your money on is education to build your knowledge. So thanks for watching the video, guys. I've left all the links below for the Syndicate program and all the rest of it if you're interested in that. Don't forget to leave a comment on the video. Let us know what other videos you'd like to see. If there's a particular subject, make sure you share this with your friends on social media, because I want to build awareness to as many people as possible. And until next time, guys, take care, and I'll see you then.